Hi there, Sue Wilson. I have a card to show you today that has a double border to it, which is kind of a different look, and I thought I'll just show you what I've done with this, and I've backed parts of it with different colors, so I'll show you how that's created. The dies we'll be using today are from the Gemini collection, the Antlia. I'll be using the Rippled Petite Striplet as one of the borders. From the Atlantic Ocean collection, the Bermuda die. And we have a flower from the Chrysanthemum set. And I'm going to use a sentiment from the new Sweet Wishes clear stamp set from Creative Expressions. Okay, so I'm going to start here with a piece of white card, coconut white, and it is 5 1/8 by 7 1/2 inches. And I'm going to work my way up. So I'm going to start with the Antlia, and this comes in 3 dies. So I'm going to use the bottom cutting edge that matches this part here and set this up onto my piece of white card and tape it into space at the bottom here. I want to get it nice and centered right across the bottom. Pop that into place and just hold that, try and get that lined up. And get them both taped together. And let me just move my fingers a tiny bit and center it over. There we go, that looks pretty good. And I'm gonna put one more piece of tape on there just to make sure I've caught the edges. Okay, now when you're cutting borders and things like this, you wanna run it down so it goes this way against perpendicular to your, the rolling part on the die cutter. So I'm gonna pull this out and just pass that through like this. Okay, take that out, pop that to the side, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a roll through with my tool-in-one. Oh, let me move that tape off, that will help. This has got a lot of detail to it. There we go. We can reuse that tape for the next one. But you can see just how beautiful of an edge that gives you. Lovely, isn't it? I'm going to tidy that up a second. And now we're going to bring in the rippled striplet. Now the other thing I wanted to point out is that there's quite a bit of die cutting on this back piece, but it's so much easier if you do it in sections. So this is a die that comes with an inner decorative edge and an outside edge. So for this piece, we're just going to be using the inner decorative edge. So I'm going to line that up just above my other border, centering it, bit of tape, and bring back our cutting plate. Let's get all those little bits off of there. Same thing, you want to roll it in the same direction. Just makes cutting so much easier. Pull it over and I'll bring it back. Okay. And we will take our tape off of there carefully. Okay, pop that back onto our magnetic sheet, and I'll give you a quick look at what we're starting to create. So we've got our double borders created. Now I want to do the focal element. So I'm going to bring in the Bermuda die. This one is done in several different pieces. So I'm going to use the outside, or the largest decorative cutting area. I'm going to tape that into place right about like that. And that's got a little bit of something on it. Let's use a fresh one. And then I'm going to bring in this center cutting area right here. Pop that into place. Just center that as nicely as I can right there. And we're going to bring that back over and cut it as well. Make sure you get all the little pieces off of your plate so it doesn't create an embossed impression into your card. Okay. There we go. Peel that part up, take our tape off. And let me get the center bit out. And I'll use my pokey tool there. Peel that up. Oh, let's put that right there. Okay, so now you can see I've got a decorative area cut out. So what I want to do is I want to line some areas of this with a different color of card. So I've gone ahead and I've cut the Bermuda in the same shape, cutting out that centerpiece because I want that to show through a different color. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into place behind it. So we will just add a bit of glue right through here, and I'm going to put a little bit around here. There we go. That should be enough to do the trick. Pop that into place so it covers. There we go. So you should be able to see the black coming through the cutout areas there. And I also want to put a little bit of a black strip behind part of the ripple die. So let's just, let's see if we can do it with this glue. Put a little bit here and just real close to the edge. I think I can get some little dots along here to do the trick. And on this side as well. And a little bit right through here. If you get some of your glue, you can use an adhesive remover to take it off the other side. Pop that right over. There. And I've just cut some little teeny strips that are just wide enough to cover that. There we go. So you can see I've got the black covered here, here, and around this area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add it onto a piece of the blue card. So I'll tell you what, I think I will just use some spray glue real quickly and just hit the back of this. Pop this into place. I'll line it up with the top here. There we go. Down the edge. So you can see I've got a really pretty black and blue dusk borders coming through there, colors coming through there. So I'll put that onto our backing that we've created. Now I've gone ahead and pierced around the edge of a piece of coconut white card. I've added some thin layers of the blue dusk card as well as the black to bring in those same color tones. I'm going to pop that into place there. And we'll add our little bits on top of this. So the next thing I did was I used the center of the Bermuda die, which is this one right here. It's got a real nice little kind of little rectangular pieces cut out, and I've created a frame, and I've gone with the opposite, done the black with the blue behind it. So I'm going to pop that right into that center section where there's a big white area. Added a little bit of mounting foam to raise it. It's nice to have different variations of heights. There we go. Get that on there nice and centered. And a sentiment. So I've stamped a little heartfelt thanks, and I've actually used that same little die to cut out the center of it because it cuts the card out right there. A little bit of mounting foam. So we'll pop that back in. Right in the same area where it was cut out from. And now we're going to add a little bit of a floral element. So I've used the chrysanthemum die. Now these are really interesting in that they don't look like they would be a flower, but you cut two of these, offset them, and then you can layer them up and just give a little bit of a bend with your finger, and they're so easy to create a really pretty little flower. So I've done 3 of those here. And I've got a tiny little bow, and let me find, there's my glue dots. Add that onto the edge of our focal element right there. I'll go ahead and put the flowers on with the glue dots. Pop that right into place. I'll put the large one in the bottom, and then I'll add 2 of the other sized ones, the 2 smaller ones, in the opposite corner here. Oops, let's try that again. And this little guy. And if you want to have them more frilly, then you can just cut a few more bits and add it. It's up to you if you want to do 2, 3, 4 of these and just layer them up and offset them. It works no matter how you do it. So I've got the leaves that come with it. I'm going to add a few around my flowers because they make a really nice little accent. And let me trim a little bit off the stem on these. We'll add them under here. Just gets it a little bit closer to the flower that way. And we'll put a couple more down on the larger flower here. And you can add a little bit of bend to these to get more dimension to them if you like. So much fun. So there you have it, a beautiful double border, and I've accentuated it with the different colors so it kind of draws your eye all around that. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's kind of a little bit of an eclectic look to it, but I think it's such a pretty card. Hope you can join us on our YouTube channel. We have so many more videos for you to see.